Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Nityam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Asam Tato Jayam Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Bhagavata Sevaya Subhati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naish Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna to all devotees, to obeisances. So, we will continue our Srimad Bhagavatam reading discussion. Today we will see Canto 1, Chapter 1, Sloka number 20. Kritvan kila karmani saha ramena kesava atimatyani bhagavan kapata manusha. Kritvan kila karmani सह रामेण केशव अतिमत्यानि भगवान् भूतकपथ मानुष कृतवान् किल कर्माणि सह रामेण केशव अतिमत्यानि भगवान् भूतकपथ मानुष
कृतवान् किल कर्माणि
सह रामेण केशव अतिमत्यानि भगवान् भूतकपथ मानुष कृतवान् किल कर्माणि सह रामेण केशव अतिमत्यानि भगवान् भूतकपथ मानुष कृतवान् किल कर्माणि सह रामेण केशव अतिमत्यानि भगवान् भूतकपथ मानुष. So we'll see synonyms. Kritavan, done by. Kila, what? Karmani, acts. Saha, along with. Ramena, Balaram, Keshava, Sri Krishna, Ati Martyani, superhuman, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Buddha, masked as, Kapata, apparently, Manusha, human being. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balarama, played like a human being, and so masked, he performed many superhuman acts. Purport. The doctrines of anthropomorphism and zoomorphism are never applicable to Sri Krishna or the personality of Godhead. The theory that a man becomes God by dint of penance and austerities is very much rampant nowadays, especially in India. Since Lord Balarama, Lord Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were detected by the sages and saints to be the personality of Godhead, as indicated in revealed scriptures. Many unscrupulous men have created their own incarnations. This process of concocting an incarnation of God has become an ordinary business, especially in Bengal. Any popular personality with a few traits of mystic powers will display some feat of jugglery and easily become an incarnation of Godhead by popular vote. Lord Sri Krishna was not that type of incarnation. He was actually the personality of Godhead from the very beginning of his appearance. He appeared before his so-called mother as four-armed Vishnu. Then, at the request of the mother, he became like a human child, and at once left her for another devotee at Gokula, where he was accepted as the son of Nanda Maharaja and Yashodamaya Mata. Similarly, Sri Baladeva, the counterpart of Lord Krishna, was also considered a human child, born of another wife of Sri Vasudeva in Bhagavad Gita. The Lord says that his birth and deeds are transcendental, and that anyone who is so fortunate as to know the transcendental nature of his birth and deeds will at once become liberated and eligible to return to the kingdom of God. So, knowledge of the transcendental nature of the birth and deeds of Lord Krishna is sufficient for liberation. In the Bhagavatam, the transcendental nature of the Lord is described in 9 cantos, And in the 10th canto, his specific pastimes are taken up. All this becomes known as one's reading of this literature progresses. It is important to note here, however, that the Lord exhibited his divinity even from the lap of his mother, that his deeds are all superhuman. He lifted Govardhana hill at the age of 7, and that all these acts definitely prove him to be actually the supreme personality of God. Yet, due to his mystic covering, he was always accepted as an ordinary human child by his so-called father and mother and other relatives. Whenever some herculean task was performed by him, the father and mother took it otherwise. They remained satisfied with unflinching parental love for their son. As such, the sages of Naimisharanya are described as apparently resembling a human being, but actually he is the supreme almighty personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Militam Yena Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadanti Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakam Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Sajiv Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Saragana Lalita Sri Vishakam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripna Sindhu Priyevacha Tanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Srimate Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Pracharine Sesha Sunyavadi Prashate Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. So we have been seeing that sages have started asking questions with the Saunaka Rishi, Saunaka Rishis. They're asking questions with Sutta Goswami. We have seen that the questions like what is the welfare of all the people? So why Krishna has appeared? So what is his Purusha avatar, Leela avatar? All these questions sages were asking. So now they want to hear from Sutta Goswami the Leelas. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಲೀಲಾ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೌನಕ ಋಷಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೂತ ಗೋಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಕೃತ್ವಾನ್. So we'll see word by word meaning. Kritwan. Kritwan comes from word krit. Krit andre, krit means act, some act. Okay. Let's say somebody is making a pot. So the act of making pot is called krit. Kriti. Kriti is the part, the object, what it is getting prepared. Kriti. Kritwan means who is preparing. Kritwan is who does that. So here it says Kritwan. So it refers Krishna who does is doing. What is doing? Ila. Ila. What? So sages are so interested, eager to hear. So they are asking, what certainly? What Krishna is doing? So why they are asking so in deep? Because they want to clear all their desires and fixed his mind in Krishna. So Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhi. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhi. Yuktam Vairagyam. Yukta Vairagya ilge barbodu. When we will get the Yukta Vairagya, we'll have to have attachment to Krishna. So Nirbandha is Krishna Sambandhi. There are three things it is said when we will get the Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya, when we get, so we have to have, we should not have any desire. First thing, material desires we should not have. Second thing is, whatever we get, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೋ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೀಗ ಆಸೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು. So we should accept only what we get. Then third thing is, main thing is Krishna. So we should have sambandha with Krishna. So these three things only come. It's not that Yukta Vairagya means I just stay away and don't do anything. No, we should have association. I mean, always in the mind of Krishna. So that's what the sages is asking in that eagerness, what certainly Krishna was doing. Krishna ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So next thing is karmani. So acts, what he is doing. We know that Krishna does two things when he comes. Krishna avatar ಬರುವಾಗ ಇಬ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೇಮದ, he gives love, and next thing is he gives protection to the devotee, that is called premada. Second thing is dharma. He wants to establish the dharma. He has to establish the dharma. So if you see, in this material world, there is no love. There is no pure love. Only with mother we will have some pure love. Rest all are just mercy overcomes love in this material world. But in spiritual world, love overcomes this mercy. So here in mother cannot say, because of my mercy, you are getting all this. Mom will not say like. Mom will say, I love you, so I am doing it. So one, that is pure love. So in spiritual world, we will get pure love. Pure love ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ spiritual world. In material world ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ತಾಯಿ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ just mercy, but because of all devotees' mercy, Acharya's mercy, we are getting into the bhakti. Right? So the pure love will be there in the spiritual world. Then Saha Ramena Keshava. So here Krishna, Keshava, is playing with Rama, along with Rama. Rama is nothing but Balram. So if you see Keshava, so Krishna has lot of names. Even in Bhagavad Gita, we say Keshava, Madhusudana, Achyuta. In Bhagavad Gita alone, we have 42 names of Krishna. So many names of Krishna that Arjuna called him in Bhagavad Gita. So next, Ati Martyan. Ati Martyan. Ati, beyond. Martyani. Martyani is one who is not eternal. I would say is more mortal. So Ati Martyani. So Prabhupada translates this as superhuman. Ati Martyani. Then who can do all this superhuman acts? Bhagavan only can. And in the last sentence, Uda Kapata Manusha. So this is little confusing. For impersonalists also, they say that Bhagavan's consciousness is there in the human. But we devotees, we know that it is not that. It's Manusha, like human being. It's not Manusha. Manusha means human being. Manusha means like human being. Manusha Tara. Manusha. Krishna, Manusha. It's Manusha. So that's why in the last sentence it says, Uda Kapata Manusha. So like a human being. Seems like human being. So here Prabhupada explains in the purport this anthropomorphism and zoomorphism. Anthropomorphism in dictionary, it is mentioned as attribution of human characteristics for God. So we should not apply human characteristics. ದೇವರಿಗೆ human characteristics apply ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Should not apply human characteristics to the God. That is called anthropomorphism and zoomorphism. And it is in the dictionary it is said characterizes people with animal attributes. So Krishna comes as Varagadeva, comes as Narsimha. So we should not assume that Krishna is animal. So that kind of thought process should not be there. So these 2 points Prabhupada is trying to explain here. And here we know that whoever does enhances in austerities, ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ತಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, ತೀವ್ರ ತಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಅವರ ದೇವರಂತ ಅನುಕೂಲ we should not accept whoever is doing serious finances and austerities as God. Why? See, Narada also, first when he talks to Brahma, it will come in the second chapter. He asks, inquires with Brahma, how you have done this creation. So he will explain how and all he has done this creation. And sometimes we feel that he has done so big things, so he might be God. So Narada, to clarify, he asks, so you are doing all this thing, are you a God? And but before that, Brahma explains. Brahma ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, I am not the God. So this all I am doing, all this creation, mode of creation, by instructions from. So we should not get confused that who were doing all of the serious tapa, God. We do not understand that they are. And next thing is, many people consider themselves as incarnations, and they are spreading this message like I am this incarnation, that incarnation. But what we understand is, Prabhupada mentioned here, revealed scriptures. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವರಂತ. ಅವರು every man cannot understand themselves as, they cannot assume themselves as incarnation of God, and this is happening across the world. That's what Prabhupada says. In Bengal also it is very prevalent. So many unscrupulous men have created their own incarnations. This process is so this process of concoction, what is happening? Cinema hero, political hero, we call everyone as incarnations of God. And recently I have seen a person who is worshipping the American president as God, because he wants to visa to America, but we want visa to Golokaruna. So we should remember only Krishna. We should not worship all others who are giving us some benefits here and there we will get. So all comes to Krishna says he is the Balavata Balavan. So he is the power in the power. So we should understand Krishna as everything. We get everything from Krishna. So we should not worship individuals. It's like that. So next point, Prabhupada says is mystic power. Somebody shows some mystic power. Mystic power. Then they become God by vote. So I am doing so much of thing. I am doing so much of. Somebody asked Prabhupada, what mystic power you know? So in those days in America, whoever comes, that yogis, small people, they go and show some mystic power and prove them they are God. So similarly, somebody asked Prabhupada, so what is the mystic power you can show us? Prabhupada said, I have made hippies as happies. So hippies culture is very prevalent that time, because everybody was searching for some happiness that time. Because a lot of depression is going on during 1960s. So there is a counter culture created in United States, that everybody is having drugs and they are just trying to enjoy the most material life. They want to enjoy the most, and they use ganja and all those things to attain God. So they are assuming that. So Prabhupada went there and made these kind of things as happiness. So he terms this as a mystic power. And there is one person, he says, Prabhupada to Prabhupada, that somebody is walking on the water to cross the river. Prabhupada says, if I give 50 paise, some boatman make me cross the ocean or cross the river. For 50 paise, why should I learn all this mystic powers? It's not our goal. Our goal of bhakti is not that to generate some mystic power and show that I am being. That is not, the bhakta will not see. This yogis, right, or even jnanis, will take millions of lifetimes. Just imagine, they take millions of lifetime to understand Krishna by keep on reading scriptures, keep on reading those, this thing, that thing, and to understand Krishna, they take millions of lifetime. But for bhakta, it's very simple. Vasudeva Sarvam. Because we have been spending lot of Manmana Bhava Madhvatto Bhagnam Janmanam Ante Jnanavam Prapadante. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudalava. Attaining that is not very easy. So we have been spending a lot of years in the previous Janma, and we come to a stage that we understand Vasudeva is Sarvamiti. So we should not fall from that. So that's why Prabhupada says, don't get confused with this kind of people. And again, Prabhupada is trying to give some example. When God appears, he appears as a God. When he appeared in Devaki uh, lamp, then he moves to Gokula. When he moved to Gokula, uh, so before that he was showing he was born as a forum. Then Devaki and Vasudeva is requesting to come as a 200. So he come as a 200 Krishna. So he appeared as a Lord. It's not that other people who are calling themselves incarnation is not appearing as a Lord. So that's why Prabhupada says at this point, he is exhibiting divinity every time. He is doing Leela every time. So he is lifting his golden hill in single hand. So they say this mushroom, how kid takes a mushroom like that, a big 26 miles big uh, Govardhan, he lifted in a single finger. Okay, there also he did a lot of Leela. Okay, when Balram is there, so he was lifting the Lord and all his friends, right? He's all taking the stick, trying to help Krishna. But he loves that. Krishna loves this kind of association. Then he does that when he's lifting, Krishna comes and he was little shaking them. Then Balram sees why Krishna is shaking. Then he saw Radharani is okay, by seeing Radharani is little shaking. Then Balram comes in between and shows his face. So then he gets to. This is how he is relating with the devotees. And that's how this Leelas is happening. So he is always doing the Leelas whenever he is there. And now we can say, if he is not doing Leela, there are two things they say. Prakata Leela, Aprakata Leela. Prakata Leela is manifested. He does Leela in the manifested form. If you go to Vrindavan, now also, Nidhivan, they say, Krishna and Radharani does pastimes in the night. So many people are tried capturing that in the video and all. So nothing has happened. So every day morning, if you go to Nidhivan, the early morning, 5:30, they open it and show. The night they will make arrangements for Radharani. And in the morning they open. In the night they will close it and nobody will be there in the Nidhivan. In the morning, when they come and open the door, you will see that all the sari are rearranged and all the food has been consumed. And that is happening in Sevakund also. So Krishna does this Leela in both Sevakund and Nidhi, that you can see the symptoms. But this is Aprakata Leela. Prakata Leela is manifested in the form and he is doing it. Prakata Leela, you cannot see, but his Leela is always. So next, Prabhupada is trying to give some example. This knowledge of the Lord, it goes like first 9 cantos full of knowledge of Lord, transcendental nature of the Lord. But in the 10th canto only, the Leela comes. So it is progressively made, progressively recited by uh, Sukadeva Goswami. So next, even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also, you will not allow new devotees to read more than second. You will make sure they first read 2 cantos. Our Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, our devoteesಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೋ ಮಾತ್ರ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸ ಬರೋರಕ್ಕೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 10th ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೋ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 9 ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೋಸ್ ಅವರು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೋ ತೀವ್ರ ಓದಬೇಕು. You have to seriously read the first 2. So that's how this thing process. Third thing point, supreme law. So he simply gives a simple instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma chame divyam. Janma karma chame divyam. So when we understand this appearance and his activities, that itself is sufficient for us to take us to the transcendental appearance. So that's what you see Krishna. That's why he is is taking birth here and making us understand, help us to understand the appearance and activities. So Krishna born in Mathura and he was taken to Gokula and he was growing in Gokula. During his time in the Gokula, Mahavan, he killed three asuras there. Putana. Putana is such a big lady. When he was in the lap of his mother, he killed such a big asura. When she died, she was around 12 miles. So big she was. So after Krishna sucked her life, she died and she was lying there. And all Gopas and Gopis, they cut her into pieces. They cut into pieces and they burned. When she was burned, they get auspicious smell, nice smell, because she had a touch of Krishna's smell. So getting the sparsha of Krishna is so transcendent. So that's why even Asura getting a gets into the spiritual world. She is a mother. So that's the position she has achieved by the touch of Krishna. So that's why Krishna does this leela. So in all this, Krishna stayed in Gokul for 3.4 until he was 3 years 4 months. He was in Gokula. So after that, Upananda, Nanda Maharaja's brother, told no, this place is not safe. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೃಂದಾವನ ಗೋಕುಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೇಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಅಸುರ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So he asked to go to a different place. Then they moved to Chattigara, Vrindavan. That's where he actually went to Vrindavan, actual Vrindavan, Chattigara. He lived for another 3.4 years. So total 6.8 years. So Krishna's 6.8 years until he was in Vrindavan. So that time he did all these customs, Bakashura, Kali Alila. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಬೃಂದಾವನಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ಗೋಕುಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು 3 ವರ್ಷ 4 ತಿಂಗಳು ಗೋಕುಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಅನದರ್ 3 years 4 months ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬೃಂದಾವನ, ಚಟಿಗೆರ. ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದು ಚಟಿಗೆರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 4 months he was in ಕಾಮ್ಯೂನ್, 4 ಮಾಸ ಕಾಮ್ಯೂನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. So 7 years old. So 7 years old, he was doing Govardhan Leela or Madi, 7 years. So 7 years till 11 years, he was in Nandagram. So after 11 years, he went to Mathura, took him to Mathura. So he spent most of the years, 11 to 28 years, he was there in Mathura. So after 28 years, he went to Dwaraka. ಯಾಕೆ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು? ಮಥುರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ್ವಾರಕ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು 28 ಆಯುಷ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಟ್ ಜರಾಸಂಧ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜರಾಸಂಧ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು he killed Kamsa. ಜರಾಸಂಧ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ. Kamsa ಅಂದ ಅವರು father-in-law, Jarasandha. So he want to take revenge. ಅವ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ has a plan that Bhima has to kill the Jarasandha. So he don't want to disturb. So he ran away. So people say he ran away from Jarasandha. No, it is just a leela that he ran away to Dwaraka because one day overnight Vishwakarma prepared Dwaraka for him. One night he shifted all the people from Mathura to Dwaraka. So this is how Krishna's inconceivable potency we cannot understand, and he has some plan. He never cannot judge what is the plan of Krishna. So then, usually they say Krishna came through all acharyas give this in a progressive way, like 0 to 5 years. It is called Kumaravastha. When Krishna was during this time, we called Kumaravastha. From 5 to 10 years, it's called Pauganda Vastha. And 10 to 15 is called Kishore. Kishore, we say Kishore. So 10 to 15 years is called Kishore. And from 15 to after that is called Yavan. So we know that Krishna lived or was doing Leela in this world till 125 years. So till then he was Yavana. He never attained the Jara. He never became old. So this is how he is giving doing this Leela. Okay, what is the proof Krishna is supreme? That is proof Krishna Bhagavananta. So Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Ete cha kalapunsha, Ete chamsha kalapunsha, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is Swayam Bhagavan. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ incarnation ಏನು planary portions or portions of the planary portions, just a part of Krishna. Because if you say Krishna 64 qualities, 64 qualities, 64 qualities Krishna. Krishna has 64 qualities, but Vishnu has only 60 qualities. Vishnu gets 60 qualities ಮಾತ್ರ ಗುಣ ಗುಣಗಳು 60 ಗುಣಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಂಟು ವಿಷ್ಣು. ಶಿವಗೆ 54 qualities. ನಾವು ಜೀವರಿಗೆ 50 qualities ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಂಟು. ಕೃಷ್ಣಗೆ 64 qualities ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ 50 ಮಾತ್ರ. We have only 50 qualities of Krishna. And what is the difference? What is that 4 qualities that Krishna has but Vishnu don't have? So it's all Madhuri. What kind of Madhuri? Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri. So Krishna's have these 4 qualities, Venu Madhuri and Rupa Madhuri. These are the 4 qualities extra that Krishna has. That's why he is Swayam Bhagavan. So from him only all the incarnations are. So Leela Madhuri andre ಏನು? Leela Madhuri means he does Leela. Leela ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ Leela Madhuri. ನಾವು ವಿಷ್ಣುಗೆ ಲೀಲಾ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಾತ್ರ ಲೀಲಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಲೀಲಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಮಾಧುರಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ವೀಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೀಲಾ ಮಾಧುರಿ. ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಮಾಧುರಿ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ associating with devotees. He is always with devotees. So he gives pleasure to the devotees. So that is prema madhuri. Then Venu madhuri. So our Venu flute, he plays flute. So by that he attracts all the people, all the devotees. That is his Venu madhuri. Then last one is Rupa madhuri. By his form, ಅವರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಅದು ಅದು ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ವೀಟ್. When we see the Lord, our heart is getting very melted. So see why Krishna has to do Leela. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಲೀಲಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ you want to please the devotees. That is his ultimate goal. ಲೀಲಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಲೀಲಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಅವರು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸಸ್ ಅಸ್. ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಲೀಲಾ, we see this Makarcho. So he steals butter. So what he does, every gopi there wants Krishna to come to their house to steal butter. That is the love everyone has for Krishna. So Krishna, what he does, when he goes to every house, and he goes with all his friends. And that's how this Balram also joins with Krishna, and he goes to Gopi's house, and they usually tie in the butter in the top. Because usually that is the practice, because they cannot keep it down because it will get disturbed by all other animals or ants or something. So they will tie there in the top. So Krishna goes there along with friends and he forms that human ladder. He goes top and take the butter. Now also there is some games that which people play, right? They play, right? So they go in the top and break the pot. So this comes from this Leela. And Krishna does that and break and eats all this thing and leave as such and leaves. So all these devotees, gopis, they go and complain Yashodama. It's not just, it's not complain. They are not, doesn't mean they are not happy. They are proud that Krishna came to my house and steal the butter. And what they do, they try to do some protection. Let's see how Krishna. They make their Prabhujis stand on the door. Okay, so see whether Krishna comes. So what Krishna will do? Krishna will go and say, "No, uncle." He says like that. So everyone will get melted. So what he will do? He will run inside the leg of the Prabhuji and goes there and again steals the butter and again. So this Swabhu came. So they plan so many things. Okay, that Krishna will do so much of Leela that how they will steal butter. And what he will do, he will eat all the butter and still butter is left. He will call monkeys and feed monkeys. Now, recent nowadays also, ಬರ್ತ್ಡೇ ಬರುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಆತರ. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಈಟ್ ಬಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ put it on monkey's face. Monkeys also will say, no, no, it's enough. Monkeys also had enough. Say it's enough. Krishna, don't leave that. What you will do, you break all the pots and say, see, your butter is not even tasty that even a monkey will not take. He ate enough. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಂತ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಬಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ there, you make hide that even Krishna cannot find it. But sometimes what they will do, they will switch off all the light and they hide somewhere that nobody can see. But still, Krishna is luminous. Spiritual world ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಲೈಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಲೈಟ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಅವರು ಹೆಂಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅದು, ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ದ ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ glow come from Krishna. So when Krishna is wearing all his gold ornaments, and by that glittering, he can able to find and steal the butter. Still, so they are trying to plan one more thing. They try to hide that Krishna could not find. He hide the butter. So Krishna goes and find nowhere he finds that. Krishna got little irritated. What he will do? He go and pinch the kid. Their kid pinch and come. The kid will cry. So he will make the gopis little irritated because they make him irritated. See, this kind of leela, it can happen only when Krishna can appear here. That is why Krishna ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ತರ ಲೀಲಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So we should understand that Krishna does all these things to please us, and he is the supreme personality of Godhead, and there is no other incarnation. I mean, which is not. See, whatever Shastra says, we have to believe. Buddha is there. If you see this, Buddha is also incarnation of the Lord. But we don't celebrate Buddha Purnima, celebrate ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಾವು. ಇಸ್ಕಾನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ Buddha Purnima ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? Why we are not celebrating Buddha Purnima? Because Krishna came to say, don't read Shastra. Okay, this is just his leela. So we should not take that in such a way that okay, Buddha came and he said, don't read. No, this is just a leela. In those days, there are people who are using the Shastra and doing wrong things. So for that, he did a leela. So that's why if Lord comes and says, don't believe in Shastra, we reject that. So we don't celebrate Buddha Purnima because we don't want to appreciate the form of the Lord who is rejecting the Shastra. So this is how we always want to keep our mind, and this four things is very important. Name of the Lord, Nam, Rupa, Guna, and Leela. So we have to be always fixed to these four things of the Lord. So we will continue reading Bhagavatam and enjoy our Krishna Leelas Bhagavatam. I want to conclude here. So any mistake or anything that you got offended, please forgive me. So we are just trying to please devotees and any questions or any suggestions, any comments?
Mercy seeks no qualification.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Mercy seeks no qualification. Yeah. Mercy is coming. Means Lord, that is the Lord's love.
Yeah, that's true. Because he comes from the spiritual world, he gives love in the form of mercy. So why we are have to do work so hard? ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡಿ. Why we are doing so hard to attach Krishna's mercy? ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೃಪಾ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. And one main thing is the attitude what we show is very important. When we do service, the attitude to attract Krishna. So when the Krishna will be attracted? So it says there are 6 qualities for a devotee. Okay, Klesha Agni, Loka. So we don't want liberation. And liberation beda. And ಏನು ಬೇಕು? ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಬೇಕು. So when we are in prema bhakti, then we get the quality of attracting Krishna. So we have to go till prema bhakti to attract Krishna. It is very tough. It's not so easy. So we have to go through all the stages. But in any case, mercy should be there. God's mercy should be there. See, if you see Bhagavatam, Narada, okay, Narada story is there. Narada meditates. At one point of time, he saw Krishna. He was so engaged in the Krishna's form, he wanted to see Krishna again and again. But he's still meditating the same way. But still, Krishna did not come. Why? First time ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಾರದರು ಜಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು, ಕೃಷ್ಣರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು, ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ತೀವ್ರವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ has to believe. Anything Krishna has to believe, otherwise it won't happen. That's why we always add love in our activity, in our seva. We add love. That is the main thing. So Krishna will get it. Thank you. Jagannatha, Baladev, Subhadra, Maiti. Sorry,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please you can ask. What is planetary? What is planetary extension?
So Krishna comes in, first he gets 4 forms. He extends in 4 forms. Whatever directly, so with Purusha avatars. So these are planetary persons. Leela avatar is there. Krishna's Purusha avatar is there, Leela avatar. All this Purusha avatar, like Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is called partial ocean. He lives in partial ocean. Garbhodaya Krishna. Then Garbhodaya partial ocean, Karanadakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodaya Vishnu, and Shiradakshaya. These are called planetary. Main appearance of Krishna. And other leelas comes from the portions of the plenary portion. So when Narasimha comes, or anybody comes, the avatar comes from the plenary portion. Swamsha. So they call Krishna Swamsha.
Mercy seeks no qualification. No qualification.
No qualification. So that's what we never know who will get mercy. Even if you do 100 years of service, you won't get mercy. Krishna has to give. So the mercy will come only based on, so first time we get mercy through devotees association. So first time when we, that is the mercy we get through mercy. Oh, you are asking what is mercy?
Maharaj is saying, mercy is no qualification. No qualification. What is the meaning of qualification?
Qualification. So qualification is how we attract Krishna. So that is one main thing. How and all we are pleasing the devotees. That is another. There are a lot of qualifications that we can say to attract the mercy of the Krishna. But there are scenarios, even though we serve so much, if we don't have love, we don't show any attachment to Krishna, so it will not attract Krishna. But devotees are so merciful. You see, Prabhupada, he went to US to give his mercy. Even those people in US, we are talking about 50s. What is the qualification they have to receive Prabhupada's mercy? It is just Prabhupada's love. Just because of devotees' love, you are going for the distribution. Because your mercy, they are getting some scriptures to read. This is how bhaktas, devotees give mercy to common people to get attracted to Krishna. That is our duty. That is how we are serving the Lord. To take this mercy and distribute it to all the people. It doesn't need any qualification. The only thing is, see, we have to go through sadhana bhakti. When we do sadhana bhakti, we just has to follow all the regulative principles, like a military. You have to just follow whatever it is mentioned by the senior devotees, whatever it is mentioned by the acharyas. You have to just follow that. Because natural love is dormant in our heart. It does not come up. So for all the people, common people, they have the love, but it is dormant. It does not come up. So the child will not walk, right? The newborn child, they have the tendency or potency to walk, right? But it needs little help from us to walk. Similarly, devotees give this mercy to extract the dormant love from any common human being. So that's how we are. The mercy is given to just expose the dormant love. Dormant love means the love that is not appearing; it's just sleeping. So we have to invoke it. So that's why we don't need any qualifications. But once the mercy, any people gets the mercy, they're slowly getting attracted to Krishna, and they become Aganugash. The natural love, it comes from it. Slowly it gets to Bhagavatam, then to Prema. So the mercy, yes, of course, mercy. Because everyone is son of, we are all kids of the Lord. So everyone should have, Krishna sees everyone equal. But the mercy will appear when we have, even if we don't have qualification also, just because of the devotee's mercy, we are getting that. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hearing. So whatever we read is from Bhagavatam. So we are not trying to uh, discuss about any individuals or any institutions. So we should be very clear that we are not discussing about any particular institution. Or individuals. So we are just reading Bhagavatam. We are trying to relish the Lord. Hare Krishna Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki Jai. Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavatam ki